Virginia native Steve Ciceron was searching for a place to live that would shorten his daily commute to work in New Jersey when he found an old, battered house in the town of Burlington. Steve knew he was in for a fixer-upper. What he didn't know was how his new home would connect him to an important part of American history.
The state of the home when I purchased it was a shambles. I was worried that it was going to be demolished, and I knew it had some class to it, so I took on the opportunity to renovate this house. Come on in, and I'll show you around. This fireplace was actually completely filled in with concrete. When I took that out, I found newspapers in there. One is about Nazi Germany and also about Kennedy being assassinated.
These old newspapers were a surprising historical find for Steven.
But I never thought that I would find what I found in my basement.
Coming up, an unusual discovery in the basement dates back 200 years.
This is a find. So I'm downstairs in the basement one day. I decided to just look around and see what I could uncover, and I tripped over a brick. And that's when I discovered the pieces of plateware underneath that, and I'm wondering, what else could be underneath the brick here? I continued to dig around the brick a little bit more and found other pieces of artifacts and plateware and glassware. The more I dug, the more I found, and then I realized I've got to find out what this stuff means. I figured I would go to the library and see what research I could do and find out maybe more significance to the house.
The home had been part of the Burlington community for well over 200 years, housing several different occupants during a time when slavery was still legal in the area.
I discovered that slaves were working in the kitchen, and when they broke some pieces of pottery, they would hide it so that the master would not find out that they had broken something that the owner may have treasured. And of course, it wasn't found until many, many years later by me. On another day, I found what looked like a weight scale. I was very interested in finding out what this was, so I did some research in the library and found out that this was a scale that was often used in the printing press process to make molds for the print so that you can print appropriately and not have it smudge if it was too heavy.
It turns out both this old printing press weight scale and this house were owned by Isaac Collins, a revolutionary that helped our nation gain its independence through printed literature from this very basement.
Before I purchased this house, I didn't even know who Isaac Collins was. It made me feel so excited to know that I had found a piece of equipment that was used in the printing process for some of the printing that Isaac Collins did in this house. New Jersey's communication with the world started right here. This is a find. I will treasure this forever.